2018, I went to Goshen, Indiana to check out MRF, Midwest Rap Festival. I had an issue. My phone died on me. This one right here. Well, while I was at the Walmart, I found one of these. What does this have to do with 3D printing? I'll get into it right after this. Welcome back to the Kidding Miracle Project. You're probably wondering, what does QI chargers have to do with anything 3D printing? I'll get into it. So, while I was at that festival, the first one I've ever been to, the Midwest Rap Festival, my phone was giving me issues. Wasn't charging right. I didn't know what was going on. I figured, oh, well, when I get home, I'll get the phone looked at. But what I didn't know is that the charger was kind of blocked. Had some stuff get stuck in there. So while I was there, we stopped at the Walmart to get a new USB cable. That's what I first thought. And I saw one of these, a QI charger. I went, okay, I'll buy that and test it. Bought it, put it on the nightstand right beside me, plopped it on, and was able to get my phone working again. Now, this thing was only like $5. The cable was like $2. But, for sake of everything else, brought it home, still used it until 2019 when we went back to the big Walmart. I found even a bigger, better charger. So it's now 2020. You're probably wondering, well, what does this have to do with anything? Well, I still use wireless charging versus a cord. I find the wireless charging works better. I find I can just plop it on, done, and I don't have to fight with cords to get it in. But I still have this one kicking around. I was thinking to myself, what should I do with this hockey puck? Should I get rid of it? I've had issues with this in the past where unless the phone is just sitting just right on it, it won't charge. So I was like, okay, fine. If my phone's not sitting right on this, what can I use this for? So I went looking around on Thingiverse, and all I could find were large ones. Except I ran into one that was not large, that actually had a certain size diameter. Comes in this one. The phone stand with space for a 7-centimeter diameter QI charger. Mine is 7 centimeters. I went, okay, well, let's grab it. So I ended up grabbing the file. And it ended up looking like this on Cura. So that's the full setup right there. What I noticed kind of bothered me. Look at that opening right there. That's right. I had to print this with supports. I was not a happy camper when I found that out, because supports have always been an issue for me. I've always found that supports never come off that cleanly. So in this case, I turned on supports and I ended up with this right here. So this had to be printed in PETG. The reason for that is when I first looked at the file really closely at it, I went, oh, it needs to be flexible because those are the holes. There's no opening at the top, and I know how unflexible PLA can get. So when I first looked at this, I went, okay, it's going to have to be probably done PETG. Now, I have some black PETG kicking around from 3D Fuel. I got that at the 2019 Red Festival. Thank you so much to the guys over at 3D Fuel for supplying the filament. It's been a great PETG, and I use PETG so rarely only because a lot of prints don't require PETG. But when I run into a print that requires it, I'm happy I still have it kicking around. So this Midnight Black, I had a roll of it kicking around, so I thought I would give this one a try. What I love about it is so tight hole for the device to fit in. If you watch, so get it centered right, it just fits in there, snug and tight. Still in there. And I can move it. It'll pop it out with force, but it fits in there so nice and tight. And what's even better about this is when I first printed this out, I wanted to test it with my phone. So I plugged in a battery pack to it, put it on the charger, and it turned on and started charging immediately. It is placed just in the right area to hit that charger, which is always a good thing. So this print takes about 2 to 3 hours to print it. I would recommend this in PETG. I would not recommend this in PLA. I think PLA would be just too brittle for moving this and plugging this into the hinge itself. The thing I did run into with supports is you're going to have to sand this down, because I had supports wrapped on the edges of here, built up, and I couldn't get them clean enough, so I had to use had to be very careful in the way I did it. Had to use a torch or a lighter like this, clean off all the stringing. But also what I was doing, I was melting the plastic enough so I could manipulate it, so I could clean off all the hanging supports and the stringing that I had on there. Sandpaper came into play. I used 150 on it. Then I went to a 200 grit. Went around these big time. All four of them I had to be really cleaned off well. Clean out the supports in between each area. The supports around here were the worst to get out, because right here you have the spokes for the ends there to plug into. So this took the most cleaning I've ever done on a print before. But now that I can use my charger again, it actually has a very good usefulness to it. So say you got a small charger kicking around, a QI charger, and you wanted to use it. This print worked for me. It should work for you. If you found this print useful, or if you've actually were looking for a print to use for a charger, and you're looking for something that would work, and this works for you, let me know. Comment down below. If you found this useful, hit the subscribe button. Also, ring that bell for notifications when I go live or when new videos come up. And as always, you can always hit that like button if you don't want to leave a comment. If you like what I like, you can hit that dislike if you didn't like it, but I'd like to know why you didn't like it. All in all, I want to thank you once again for tuning in and for being a viewer here at the Canadian Maker Project. So till next time, have fun. Go print out something for your phone. And I'll catch you on the next one.